Hey everyone, it's JYCC. It's been a while, and I have talked with Youthberk today at locals, and I decided, make a deck profile about it and see what happens. So yeah, my ride line is basically the Grade 0, Grade 1 Youth, Grade 2 Youth, and Skyfall arms. The Grade 1 Youth, just to grab your your Revolve forms or Youthberks, add to your hand. Grade 2, you basically just grab your grade 2 or higher cards from your drop zone back to your hand. And then the Skyfall Arms, it's your main grade 3 to go into just so that you could have your board set up. And yeah, the main deck I play 3 copies of Skyfall Arms. I did think about playing Chalice as my fourth Persona ride, but at the same time, I didn't see any purpose playing it, considering that like majority of the time on the second Persona ride, I would just finish them off. But at the same time, Chalice was gonna help me a little bit, but I didn't find enough room to actually play it, so I decided this should be fine enough. Like a lot of the lists I've seen don't play Chalice. There are some that do, but I stuck with don't play Chalice for now and see what happens. So yeah, I played for Tempest. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's your +2. You bought deck one of your rear guard, well, your opponent's rear guards. If you revealed any cards grade same as one of the rear guards, and also it's a 5k boost for the front row. So yeah, I play 3 copies of Gust. Gust is my finisher. I did think about playing a fourth one. Gust was pretty good mid game, but also at the same time end game if I wanted to like finish my opponent off. I did stuck with a second Tempest during mid game in case like I wasn't able to like push them further. So I was like, yeah, I guess that should be fine if I went with second Tempest, but don't deck myself out. Gust for the finishing, and yeah. Grade 2s I play 4 Schneisel. I know people say 3 Schneisel is enough, but at the same time, I did bot deck a lot to the point where I need to shuffle my deck often. Schneisel is supposed to get me my Youthberks, which I guess sometimes I do miss, but it's okay. Like as long as like I get the 5k and also try to like boost my revolve forms or at least like Youthberk by 5k just to get more pressure onto my opponent. 3 dual breaks. Dual break is actually the new addition to the deck, which makes Youthberk gain 5k without like trying to attack first. It's good that like if I revolve form into like Gust or Tempest, I kind of like have like a beefy beat stick to swing at my opponent either on the first revolve form or like second. And also, I get to soul blast one of my revolve forms just to make Dull Break additional 10k. I did think about playing Kybre into the deck, but at the same time, I didn't like Kybre even after set 9 just because there were certain situations where I see all triggers in my top 3 or at least a PG and a lot of triggers into my deck and so on. So I decided, 4 Schneisel, 3 Dull Breaks is Gucci enough for the whole deck to actually function. Grade 1s I play 4 copies of Wayward. It's basically self-explanatory. Once you're on your grade 3 turn, you just drop it, and then Soul Blast 1 to call it to back row rear. Whether it's Gust effect or Youthberk effect, or riding into Youthberk, which is not bad. Force Aquana, this is your main card to actually play in Youthberk. I did draw into it a lot. Even if I missed it, I still have it in hand. But if I'm able to like at least like get Sequana onto the field by Youthberk effect, then it should be fine. This also like makes my soul a lot thicker so that I could have more soul for Wayward effect to proc off, and yeah. I also play 2 Reedy. 1 Reedy I did back then was okay, but the problem was if I damage checked it, I kind of am a little bit screwed. But 2 Reedy kind of helps me a lot because like once I have one in my damage zone, I still have one in my deck or at least one in my hand so that I could just call onto the board, and at certain plays where I want to like finish my opponent off, I just Soul Blast 2 to make my triggers 15k power, or do it twice to make it 20k so that my opponent has like less to guard, or they need to guard more from their hand to board, just so that they don't die. This was actually one of my own thoughts about it. There were lists I did see play it, but I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll cut it to 1 next time to see what happens. For now, I'll stick with 2, and yeah. I played 1 Elementary Sanctitude, pretty straightforward, and then 3 other PGs. It's basically the whole lineup. I thought of doing 4th, it's not needed, but against Jet, Elementary Sanctitude is pretty important. If you don't have it in your hand, it kind of sucks to not have it in your hand if you're going against Jets, because like this card actually is supposed to stop like one of your opponent's stride, whether it's next stage or at least Fate Rider. So yeah. Triggers I played 8 crits, 3 fronts, 4 heals, and the 1 Ketero T. It's pretty solid and kind of straightforward for the deck. The matchups I went against was Archite. I won against Archite. I won against Wellstrup by decking them out. I won against Jet with the second Gust. The Archite, I did go into Gust, which was like final game. I did lose to Eva on my last round because they rushed me early game so that I couldn't get a lot. I did go into Tempest first thing, but then they just finished me off from there on, and yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. So hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.